Hey, Wheatfield, how y'all doing? This is your girl La T with Tears and Wheat to Roll show where you show enough never know what you're gonna get. We are coming in with a late night, midnight read for the now that I'm doing the read. Today is now January the 20th, and we are doing uh, we have an energy. We feel energy. So we're just going to come in and do a little energy check, little energy read. We have two new sets of cards. We got three, but we're going to use two. Spirit pulled out two. And we actually got a couple more sets. Like, your girl got a thing for cards. I got a card fetish, I believe. I don't know if it's just because, we get into readings and we feel like there's more to say, right? We do. And then we feel like, oh, well, maybe the cards that we have, of course, the Most High can scribe and will tell me what it is. Welcome. I didn't even say that, I don't think. I think we just jumped on here and just started talking to y'all. How y'all doing? Come on in here. This is your girl Lottie with Tears and Wheat to Roll show where you show enough never know what you gonna get. Baby, this right here is like a whole box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. You never know, because I never know, because the Most High don't always tell me so we have to find out together. It's like an adventure. Yes. Anywho, we are a channeled messenger. We manage message with the Most High God, the infinite intelligence of the all, and the breath of life. Yes, those three. And we get downloaded messages from the source, and we say what is told to us, and we can scribe. Yes, and whatever is written, we say scribe. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. We are not religious. We are highly spiritual. We do everything in the spirit. Yes, we do. And, yeah, we believe that the Most High God, the eternal Lord of everything, made everything by its word, and using the breath of life, the word moved and creation began to take place according to the intelligence that designed and syncopates it all. Ashe. So with that being said, we believe that we know that creation has a word and we can read all the words. So with us reading all the words, we may speak all the words. So we make us, the shit comes out. They do. So if you could rock with your girl, if you can bring all the pieces together like a puzzle, because creation is whole, it is complete, and it contains everything. So if you can rock with that, vibe, and subscribe if you can, yeah. Ashe, yes, thank you. If you could rock with your girl, if you could vibe, subscribe. If it ends up being something that you care about, share it out. Yes, sharing is caring. And if you really want to come in on a daily and get this bell, hit the bell. Your thumbprint is cool too, because it helps me better pick up on you. Now that we got the formalities out the way, I can show y'all my two decks of cards. Yeah. One is called the Soul Truth. Self-awareness cards. You see why I wanted to get these self-awareness, because we have been digging into our chakras, and today we talked about our crown chakra, well, on January the 19th. So whenever you get this, it's still good. And we talked about our throat chakra. So in us studying on our chakras, we have crystals, and we talk about how we could use crystals to help us with healing, with those properties, whether it is clear quartz or rose quartz for clarity. If you want to have those, pick up on those romantic type of loving type of feelings. If you need a little bit of strength or protection, so you get some obsidian, stuff like that. Kind of digging into that. I'm really still learning too, so we're going to learn and continue to learn and grow together. If you stick around here and grow with me, I shade, and we grow together. So with that, we be feeling like it's other things to say, like in terms of healing ourselves and coming back to balance. We really have been focusing a lot on the solar plexus chakra as well. So your root, your sacral, moving up from the root, okay, from the rooter to, whatever. Roll with your girl. From the root to the sacral to the solar, and your solar plexus chakra is like right above, like below your stomach, this right here space. So that's where you feel like you got a little indigestion, you need some digestion and all that kind of stuff. Like when you eat and you full and stuff is going on and it's kind of stuck. Well, our emotions do the same thing. Like we bring in experiences and data into the body, and all of those experiences, emotions, and things like that that come against us get hunked up a lot of times in that solar plexus. Or you may be looking to ascend and raise your vibration, tune yourself to a higher frequency, and you want to come from up from that root, up from just your sacral, your kingdom space, and get some further enlightenment. And that's what happens in this solar plexus. You get to digest all of that emotional experiential or experimental, I call it, because we running through this life. It's like we don't know. It's an experiment, right? You have to digest that data and all of those experiences, right? And once you can digest it and break that down, it really opens up this heart space and your heart, your mind space, not your brain. No, we talking about the mind space here. And once you can open up your heart chakra, your mind here in this space, you can really tap into what you saying, what you thinking with your brain, your intuition, and getting those good downloads from the Father. Like that crown is really being activated once you can move up. So that's essentially what we've been studying on, what we've been working on, digesting trauma, breaking this trauma down, because we hold a lot of trauma. We had our, right here, we were looking at yesterday, it's more like day before yesterday now, technically, considering that is, our clock says it's January 20th, so this would be January the 18th. We were discussing relationships and how this whole modern conversation with bros and sis and everybody is male against female, and it doesn't even matter at this point. Everybody is pretty freaking dissatisfied, and it's like nobody is being heard, right? So we have all of these experiences that are set up in our solar plexus that we are not able to break down, and it's causing a blockage in our heart space, in our mind space, and it prevents us from being able to even hear each other, to receive each other, to have empathy, sympathy, and compassion for each other, to just communicate for a state of a place of understanding, right? So this right here is a syndrome that definitely affects my community of people, and I would say it affects all of us as a whole, because anytime that one group is oppressed like this and have continuous oppression, we see that type of oppression all over the globe, whether it's brown and black people or just minority, what they term minorities, which combined is really the majority. So that's another way of oppression, right, to diminish a people. But we are all the same, right? Creation is whole. Just like flowers in a flower field, we have different hues and different varieties and different concentrations of melanin and different, creation, everything in creation is whole and everything belongs to the Father. But when we have elitism and groups that are subjugating others or creating an otherism, we see that otherism everywhere. So now we see it between us peoples and diversities of ethnicities, right? And we see men against women. We see it what type of sexuality you are. It is everywhere, and there's always one side looking to state that they are right, that they know the way, or that they should have dominion. And creation is whole, and there is no one above the other. There is not. The only thing that is above creation is the Father that made it all. That's it. And as told to me, and so I say to you. So we spoke about what this did to our community in terms of relations between men and women, but also looking at some of the modeling and where we have taken are examples for relationships and how we interact, and then also digging into the patriarchy and how did that, just a little bit about, some nuances about that and how long that establishment has been just oppressing women's voices across time. Again, placing one type of vessel, gender type, over the other, as if both are not equally required to create and to sustain life. So, we talked about the powers that be and how they use these types of things to keep us fighting against each other so that creation does not come into unison and harmony, right? We talked about the religion that I cut my teeth on and how sometimes those works can be incomplete, and those who have the ability to disseminate the knowledge usually is in the hands of those who are oppressing. So if you receive, and not to say that, every way is right, because we see that same type of oppression everywhere. We study world theologies, right? So with that being said, we have a lot as a society, as creation, to digest, to break down, because what we are doing to one another, we take that on as trauma in various different ways. So much like the civil rights movement in the States, people have across the globe have used that system of gaining freedoms in their own fights. So we can see that, yeah, how creation is affecting creation in short. So not to beat a dead horse, because that's what we talked about on the other day. But since we have so much to digest and so much to heal from, so we have really had a desire and a passion to lend our hand and lend our voice in that capacity. So whatever it is that we could do using our gift, we do. So Father brought us to these cards. So one was soul truth, self-awareness, so that we can talk about the things that come up in the sessions from a self-awareness perspective, being aware of you, recognizing your emotions, our guidance system that lets us know that something is wrong, that we need to pay attention to something, and to be able to see what that is. So like we feel it, that feeling gives you a thought, and then you can look at the thought, because your feelings and your thoughts are not one and the same, right? So you can see the thought and you can observe it and put yourself, pull back and have an observant type of position for you. And then to help us with that, we have our self-awareness card. So I thought that was a great additive that the Father picked out. And then, because we want to tune our frequency, our spirit is helping us do this work, leaning into our spirit self, and having that come to the forefront and really guide us as we go through this self-awareness journey. We got this other set of cards. It's called the Conscious Spirit Oracle Deck. And I'm really excited about this. And Father left the little booklet out for this one. So whatever card we pull, I'm sure that Father will have us go to the book and read it, because we just got these cards and we have talked to them a little bit, and we have been placing our intention on them, like what is it we would have them to do. So of course, like we just talked about, these self-awareness cards, we want the Father to give us a deeper insight into self and to help us on our journey of becoming more aware, becoming an observer, coming out of the I, like identity, and stepping into the I, the EYE, but this one, your third eye, right? Enlighten that, awaken it, so that you can become aware of you. We got a card. Shall we pray first, Father? Are we good? Are we sealed? Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Who are you? Source of all creation. Ashe, 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 Ashe. Thank you, Father. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Not yet. Separate, separate. Thank you. Let's get it, y'all. So, thank you for being with me. We had to seal this space. The breath was like, Father was like, no, we are not using the breath on that deck yet. We're going to do that separately. So we have this one and this deck, and we'll bless them separate. So this one right here, it says, bam. What is the most limiting belief keeping me from what I want right now? Ooh, I'm reading backwards, y'all. I'm getting good because we used to couldn't do that. Anywho, what is the most limiting belief keeping me from what I want right now? What are you thinking? Whatever that first thing that ran through your mind, pause and put a pin on that. What story are you telling yourself? Ooh, what story are you telling yourself? Have y'all ever watched Iyanla Vanzant? I always tear her first name up because it's just so, different spelling. Iyanla. Miss Iyanla Vanzant. She always used to say that. What story are you telling? And she used to also say, you are not your story. Ooh, Father touched my nose. Father say, you are not your story. All of us done walked the walk, and we all have a track, and we done had some experiences, and some of us done been through some serious atrocities. But if you are here under the sound of my voice or anybody's voice on the sunny side of the dirt, like, okay, with the still filled with the breath of life, animated, okay, where that intelligence is still working and operating in your life, you are not your story. You're not. Mm-mm. Nope. You experienced some stuff. You still here. You a survivor. You ain't gonna give up. You ain't gonna stop now. You gonna work harder. I almost said rise higher. Yeah, Father, come on with it. You are not your story. You can overcome. You have survived physically. Like seriously, you here. You made it through it. And you will rise. You can use it as fuel to propel you. Anger, despair, grief, all of those things that came to traumatize you, the traumas, the hurt. Again, I can't think of anything that sounds worse to me than atrocity. So anything that you can put in that bucket, oh, you can use it. You can use it to fuel you, to tune your frequency. You can use it. But first, we have to digest it. That solar plexus chakra. We have to transmute it. We don't have to do fuck shit. You can continue to do what you're doing. However you're doing it. It doesn't matter. But a recommendation is to transmute it. Is to change it, to use it to fuel you. There's probably a work associated with it. And for people, let's get into this. Father say, what story are you telling yourself? When you think about your dreams, what is the first limiting thought that comes to your mind? If you are not living the life you desire, it's because a part of you doesn't believe it's possible. Has something come against you to make you feel like you are not able to achieve, you are not able to do what you see in your mind's eye, what you have a desire for in your heart space, in that mind? Are you able to see yourself doing the thing? Do you Me, I'll tell you, I done told y'all my little thing before. I can literally see myself with a microphone. Right now, I'm nervous as heck to even just do a live. But I can sure still see that thing. So that's my limiting belief that I would, for some reason, lives and I don't. And it's like the interruption, you know, and to be able to interact with people and still stay focused and stay in conversation and stay attached to the channel and tapped into that, like, like not have my channel flow interrupted is a thing. I was talking to somebody today and was telling them like TikTok, I can't do TikTok. That just, and I know I can record and put it up there. But to do this here in 10 minutes, like I can't even get my intro out in 10 minutes. We still don't have to practice on that to get that skill down. And then when I try to upload them, they don't work right. It irritates me, it gets on my nerves, and I get frustrated, and my energy is all like frazzled. It's like, I try to do my lives on Facebook. Don't nobody, it's not. And then people pop in, if they see you ain't, nude or doing something weird, then they check out, and then that in and out, it just like, it messes up my energy flow. So we working on that, okay? If you are not living the life you desire, it's because a part of you doesn't believe it's possible. It's time to upgrade. Look at your belief in the eye. I'm gonna have to look at that live in the eye, y'all. Look at it in the eye. Where did it come from? What new belief are you ready to adopt in its place? So I guess the new belief that I would have to adopt in this place is that I can do it. I can stay tapped in, whether people coming in and out, or that it would be a dedicated certain, individuals that would show up on a daily, and we would do this or thing, or just be able to do it no matter who's in there, who's coming in and out or whatever. Just be able to stay in the flow and get it done. We did do one, and we felt like it was fairly successful. Wasn't nobody in it. It wasn't live. It wasn't. It was just us. It was quiet. It was real quiet, but we liked it. We did it. We did it. We got through it. And so our energy was off, though. We was frazzled after we got off. We had to go meditate and calm down and burn some incense and all kind of stuff. I said, get the rest guard. How will you change your results? I don't know, Father. We have to work on that. We really have to meditate or something to figure that out. Like, how do we remain calm while we're doing something that makes us so incredibly nervous? Like, I know people have to find ways, because entertainers, I'm sure they be nervous when they get on stage, or speakers, public speakers, when they get, and you know what, when I first got on there, I was really nervous, but as we got to talking and going, it worked out. And I guess it's the same way with here, because even these recorded ones, initially, at first, I was, Lord, y'all go back and see them old archives. You wouldn't even think I'm the same person. Just saying. Remember, your belief is the root of your result. Own it. Heal it. Upgrade it. I say upgrade. We was just talking about upgrading your life, so I like that. I like that. Upgrade that light, raising your vibrations, tuning your frequency. I'm going to have to tune my frequency to that which I want, which is the ability to sit there and yeah, all that. How will this change my results? We're going to have to keep doing it, and we know we'll get better, and we won't. Am I willing? Am I willing to do the work? Are you willing to do the work? I hope so. I believe you are. You are on the edge of something great. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? That's what the cards say. Literally say, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? So, am I willing to change my belief system so that I can get the results that I want? Am I willing to go further and do the thing that gives me pause, hesitancy, and to conquer that fear, to beat it back with my faith? Yeah, I'm willing. Yeah, we're going to keep at it. You are on the edge of something great. Can you feel it? Yes, there's risk, uncertainty. Ooh, Father, go ahead on. There is risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead, and failure is certain, and vulnerability is a requirement. Get that back in there one more time. Vulnerability is a requirement. Failure is certain. Can you accept that failure is certain? Yes, failure is a required ingredient to success. You can't succeed if you ain't never failed. Cause fail is where the learning is. That's where you perfect yourself by failing. It is. Come on with this thing. You must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. Bravery. That ain't do it. Bravery ain't nothing but doing it despite of the fear. That's what makes you brave. I might be shaking in my pelvis, but I'm about to get out there and do it anyway. I'm sure that some of them, some I know, I've heard of people that actually throw up before they go on stage, be scared as hell, be trying to get them nerves together so that they could go and do something and jump out there. But to do it despite the fear, yes. To be brave, you must trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach your dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward with courage. Father is so good. Today's soul action. Be brave. Follow your heart's compass and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra, it is possible. Yes, it is, beloved. Yes, it is. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? I was about to break out into a full song, y'all. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. It's late over here where I'm at too, and my, folks is asleep. Anywho, so what is the story that you're telling yourself? When you think about your dream, is it that fear portion? Do you hear that louder than you hear the faith? Give yourself an equal measure, right? So however much fear you have, beat it back with the same amount of faith and dig into the faith. That's how you'll get there. And just know that you're going to have to be vulnerable. You're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to fail. It's going to be clunky. You're going to trip around while you're trying to figure this thing out. But you will get there. Stay consistent and stay at it, and it will happen. Yes. You ready? You good with this? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else in here? No? You want to leave these out? Okay, we'll leave them out. Thank you. You want this? No? It just moved. Where can I ask for more help in my life? So this one. And what is my body telling me right now? Father say, what is your body telling you right now? Again, when I said, what story are you telling yourself? What is that limiting belief? Think about that thing, that one thing, and put a pin in it. So what is your body telling you right now? Right now. What is it? Right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. God is trying to tell you something. God is trying to tell you something. I just hear that song. I praise his name. God is trying to tell. We have the card that says balance. Ooh, and balance has been coming out. Yes, it has. I have my little chakra deck sitting up here too. And yeah, I have my chakra deck sitting right here on the table. I got about, I don't know, y'all. I'll be ended up with, I don't know how many decks of cards. We got one. That's the chakra set. To talk about the chakras and the crystals, this is a chakra oracle deck. This, and then I have, so that's two 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 decks of cards. And if I count my personal deck, that's 11. So, but anywho, Father say, this is the spirit, going into the spirit, to talking about your destiny. So again, what is it that you want to do? It's something that you want to do, that you have a story that you're telling about self that is limiting you, diminishing you. And Father say to discover that. Again, right, what is the story? There's the balance. I told you I keep coming out. Bittersweet, confusion, instinct, and complacency. I see expansion and perfection is here. So maybe you have a thing with, it needs to be perfect, or you need to be perfect and everything needs to be lined up, pish posh. You will need to be vulnerable. And oftentimes, again, people like to see the vulnerability. They like to see the growth. You will have people that will go on the journey with you. So, again, me with my lives, there may be a two or few, that will come and sit in with me. And, I can get comfortable doing them as my audience grows. And I will be comfortable with either alone and then two or a few joining. And then they're there and it just keeps expanding from there, because we saw that it doesn't have to be perfect. You are going to fail. You need to embrace vulnerability. Can't tell you what you need to do shit, but it's a recommendation to embrace your vulnerability. Come to balance. Balance is in the challenge. Father say, balance is in the challenge. 9 and 2 is 11. That's coming back to a 2 when we reduce that down. So that's coming into, again, balance. I feel that 2 of Pentacles type of energy where you have to come together with that. I understand and embrace the opposing forces in life that bring about balance. Do you want the book on this one? Okay. Yeah. I was just feeling that, like the opposing forces, the 2 of Pentacles, when you break the 2 and the 9 down, that's 11, and 1 is 2. So, yeah, definitely feeling coming into balance. Opposing forces in life. We started with talking about opposing forces when we were thinking about the conversation in relationships, or just how we relate to one another in creation itself. All of us who are being human in this manifestation, there's so many opposing forces. We talked about, whether it's your concentration of melanin, whether it is your gender type, whether it is your socio-economical status, whether it is your geographical location, whether it is your sexuality and orientation. It's so many opposing viewpoints, and it has all of us out of balance, because honestly, there is no reason to exert it. No one entity has the right to exert or exalt itself over any other piece of creation. We just don't. Creation is whole, and all of creation has a purpose. It has a design. It was brought and designed by the Most High God for a purpose. So we that are being human are all on the same playing field. So for us to fight amongst each other and say that I am greater than thee or thee is greater than I is just ridiculous. It's an exercise in futility, honestly. And all it does is keep us from, it prolongs our unison. It prolongs harmony. We will stay and remain out of peace, because it's not true empathy and sympathy and compassion if you feel that you are better than me. We must look at each other like, truly, because sympathy is the ability to put myself in your shoes and say that if I were you, I can understand how you made that decision, how you got down that path. I can walk your journey and see how that affected you. And I can understand that, and then out of that understanding, I can give true compassion. But many of us can barely empathize, let alone offer true sympathy and the comfort that we need as creation itself to balance out is within us. It's within our unity. Balance. I understand and embrace the opposing forces in life that bring about balance. The yin yang is a symbol of balance and represents dark and light, passive and active, feminine and masculine, contraction and expansion. Balance is not achieved by bringing about equal measures of each side to a situation, but by recognizing when it is the correct time to apply either one of these in your life. So that goes apart with that relating conversation, especially for men and women, where it's like, oh, women are overly masculine and such and such and such and such and all the complications of that, right? But there are reasons why masculinity in women exists, like that what people feel is an over concentration of masculinity, why women are digging into that attribute. There's reasons, economic reasons for that. So this card is asking you to look at all aspects of your relationships and situations. Ask yourself whether your response is the best choice to bring about a positive outcome. If your first instinct in a situation is to become aggressive, perhaps it's time to practice a calmer, more passive approach. So, if women and men are attempting to get things back together or opposing groups, maybe we should look at how we are responding in one way and think about whether or not we can apply an opposing type of force to balance things out. Ting. Because not everybody, if I'm yelling and you're yelling, beloved, nobody's going to hear anything. Right? Somebody has to lower their voice. Somebody has to come to the table. Somebody has to bring a different type of attitude. They got to pull out a different strategy. Otherwise, when we will continue to argue. So, can we think about that? Bring some acceptance. We are at a point where nobody accepts anybody for just being. You just being you and me just being me. Free and open space, I say. But no, folks want to come and tell me how to be me. And I don't have a right to tell you how to be you. Because I don't know how to be you. I'm still learning how to be me. And learning how to be me is a lifelong journey. And it takes all of my energy to do it. It really do. I mean, I don't have no energy to diagnose anybody. That's not on my resume. It's not in my skill set. It's not in my tool belt. It's not. But if you want to ask me about what I know and what I have experienced, and I know enough to offer that out, I put it out there. But like we say, these recommendations, you can do what you want, because I can't see. I don't know. Next card is integration. 44. Do you want to get the book on that one too? All right. I combine body, mind, and soul to lift all humanity into a new dimension. That's what I said. These shits is recommendations, beloved. That they are. And you get to do what you want. Integration is the last one. Look at that. Can y'all see that? Sometimes my camera look like it's clear, but then it don't be clear. So I can't see. Integration. I combine body, mind, and soul to lift all of humanity in a new dimension. Yes, we talked about tuning our frequency, raising ourselves up, digesting all this stuff in our solar plexus chakra so that we could use those experiences to do what? Lift ourselves up. Ascend. Yeah. Raise our frequency so we can match the frequency of the Most High God. That's the ultimate goal, so we can come to whole. Creation is whole, but she doesn't know it. She doesn't know. She doesn't remember. Okay. This card is asking you to be aware of the part you play in the greater picture. Yeah. You on the edge of something great, Father said. Father tapped this one. You on the edge of something great. But the question is, are you willing? Father said you got to come to balance. You got to come to balance with this here thing. What story are you telling yourself that's limiting you? Come together. Mind, body, and soul. Yeah. Every aspect of life is connected. Creation is whole. We just said that. Every aspect of life is connected. Nothing is separate. Nothing. Nothing. It's all whole. Yeah. It's an illusion to think that we're separate. We're not. We're not. Only by combining with all the forces of nature and spirit can you reach your full potential. The universe is emerging into a new phase, and you cannot avoid this, beloved. No, because you are always held in creation. You can't go nowhere. You are always in creation. You are always safe. You are always safe, okay? You cannot avoid this, but you do have a choice whether you embrace the changes or resist them. If you are under the sound of anybody's voice, you have the opportunity to take those experiences, transmute that energy, and use it to propel yourself. Use that story to do whatever it is that you're supposed to do, because you're on the edge of greatness. And everything that you've acquired over this experience, you will use. You will use it. Resisting will perpetuate fear-based emotions. Whereas embracing this change will release you from these fears. You must take responsibility for your own life. And that's not to say take responsibility for the atrocities that were perpetrated upon you, if that be the case. Because we are acting, and creation if it's free will, and people are choosing to do things, and we hurt each other. We do. But if you are still breathing, right, you can take back your power, recall your power. Yes, I feel that. It's over here. Remembering who you are. Father say, remember who you are. Fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Yeah. By merging body, mind, and soul, and also integrating all true wisdom you have gained in your life. Ooh, come on, Daddy, because we just said that, right? Using everything that you done went through, you will be able to find total acceptance, understanding, and love of life. Leave the darker past behind you and step into a brighter future for all. Leave the darker past behind you and stepping into a brighter future. Come on, Daddy. Do you want this one? You want to read the book? Yep. Father say, let's do it. Last card we have is 21. And it is your own path. Ooh, Father, get me. Come on, Daddy, and get it to your field. We was almost there. We was right there, one page off. 21. Did y'all see that? Because sometimes I feel like I put it up there and then it be going so fast y'all didn't get a chance to really read it. It says, I follow my own unique path with courage and strength. I'll say to that. You are a unique spirit and have special gifts to offer the world, but you must follow your own path. Do not allow family, friends, or society to choose it for you. No, no, no. Your path will always have obstacles that seem insurmountable. You may have been through something that you don't even think you're going to be able to get through. It seems insurmountable. The way may seem unclear at times, or it may open up brightly to allow you to see it far in front of you, but never allow yourself to be deterred. Each part, whether difficult or easy, has specific lessons. At times it may require a leap of faith. We talked about that, battling that fear with faith, yes. It may require a leap of faith to take the next step. Ooh, Daddy, come on, get it. Let's get it, my week, let's get it, yes. Move along your path with courage and strength, holding the light of your heart out to guide your way. I feel that hermit with the light. Yes, going in the inside to find that light. Yes, and let it guide you. Oh, yes, come on, Father, talk to your wheat field. If you stay true to your heart, your soul purpose, you will receive guidance and support from the universe, and your path will become even more illuminated. Ooh, talk to him, I like it. By holding steadfast and true to your path, you will encourage those around you to follow their unique paths also. Mm. You will encourage others to follow their unique path also. Whatever that was in the past, you will use it. You will use it in a way that only you can use it. And when you do that, you will inspire others to walk their unique path. And I think that this right here, your own path, being an inspiration for other people to follow their own path, leads us right into this one right here, where it says, what? I combine body, mind, and soul to lift all of humanity into a new dimension. Can you imagine, beloved? Can you imagine that you come into balance and learning how to shift and transmute that energy? Because that's the shift. You taking whatever that occurred, those atrocities, those traumas, those experiences, everything that you've endured, everything that you've taken into this vessel, and transmuting it, changing it, using that energy to fuel you, opening up this mind, opening up that throat, and speak out a word in such a unique way, a way that only you can do it, beloved, and you change and you help somebody else on their own path that may have experienced that thing, that's looking for a way to come through, that's looking for a way to come out, that's looking for a way to raise themselves up. And you will do what? You will impact creation itself, helping us get to a whole new dimension. Father said you on the edge of greatness, but are you willing? Are you willing to go all the way with it? Are you willing to go all the way with it? What story are you telling yourself? When you think about your dreams, what is the first limiting thought that comes to your mind? I'm not worthy. Who am I that they will listen? Nobody will want to hear from me. Who will watch? Who's going to tune in? We're going to put some faith on that. Some faith. If you are not living the life you desire, it's because a part of you doesn't really believe. And it's very natural to battle belief and unbelief at the same time. They coexist. They do. It's called faith and fear. And you can put some faith on that fear. Again, balance it out. If you feel yourself being fearful, have some faith on it and do it while you're shaking in your pelvis. Put some courage on it. Pull your bootstraps up and put a little brave behind there. I feel Meredith from Brave with that bright red hair, just flowing, and come on now. Today's soul action. It's time to upgrade. It's time to upgrade. We going to a whole new dimension. We raising ourselves up. We moving on. We moving on up. Moving on up. I'm sorry, y'all. Look your belief in the eye. Look your belief in the eye. Where did it come from? It came from here. It comes from here. This mind. What new beliefs are you ready to adopt in its place? Oh, I could do it. They want to hear me. What? This is your girl Lati from Tears and We Tarot Show, where you sure enough never know what you're going to get, because this right here, beloved, is like a whole box of chocolate. Come on, y'all. Anywho, What new beliefs are you ready to adopt in its place, and how will this change your results? It's going to change your results because faith, you know, failure, that's built in. Both of them. If you have some faith to fail, you're going to get success. And that might sound coinkydink, but failure is a requirement to success. It is required that you fail. It is required that you be vulnerable. It is required that you gather all the tools you need for your journey. You need that. That is the learning. That is the lesson. That is the growth. And through the vulnerability, you develop compassion. And you can share that out. So when you on your unique path, people will resonate with you. They will attach to you. They will connect with you in a genuine, real way. And you will help inspire them to get on their way. Ashe, come on, let's get this last one. Well, we said, how will this change your results? We just read that. We just said that. We just said all that. And remember that your belief is the root of your results. Own it. Heal it. Upgrade it. Let me upgrade you. Let me upgrade you to new things. Come on, anywho, y'all, this has been a little late night session. Definitely wanted to get this energy out. I was feeling these cards and I could not wait to use them, and I have been feeling like, Father, is it time yet? Is it time yet? Father was like, no, it's not time. But then we were like, yeah, Father says it's time. So we had to be obedient, jump on in here and do what we needed to do. Hope you guys enjoyed this little session. I really did. I hope you did too. So, until the next now, we will call this Ashe. We will let you know this one thing before we let you go, though. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you just like we love us. We do. Because creation is whole and creation is complete. And you, beloved, are me. And so I love you just like I love me. Until the next now, with your girl Lottie, we will call this an Ashe.